Boy, that's a whole lot of me, isn't it? Hey, guys. Welcome. Welcome to Tech Talk Live. Look at the fade out. It's the analog fade out using the left hand. Stop. Hey, how's it going? You know, I saw Hope's live stream, and he starts out looking like some alien peaceful life form who's there to bring us like an inexhaustible power supply for free. So I had to do something. So you get a lot of me. Anyway, how's it going, everybody? So, hey, it's the 23rd of June. I guess it's almost the 24th of June in Japan. Here is the schedule. Right there, you can see it. Some of it's already gone by. We had the Richard Devine performance, which was awesome, I must say. So cool. So amazing. And then, there was the Behind the Synth. That was a great conversation with Richard. He's such an awesome person. He's such a brilliant human being, too. But really, the conversation we had with him about Smart Morph was really cool. We feel the same way about how cool Smart Morph is, no question. Obviously, the Tech Talk Live, I just referenced to Mr. Hans-Peter Hinkel. He did a great job, I must say. I will be doing kind of a similar show to what he did in English because my German is not so good. Matt Johnson, performance and Behind the Synth. Dom was there on that one. That was super cool. Matt's an awesome person, isn't he? Man, and he's a great player. Love that guy. And then Tech Talk Live, English edition with Blake. English spelled in the German way, which I like. Right? Or no, that's the right way. Isn't there a CH? Anyway, no, that's right. I'm just reading it wrong. Japanese videos are coming after mine later on. You have a performance with the Gakushi, who is, he's done a video. I think he was in the video for, what was it? The audio beat sync. I think he was on that one. And then later on, we have Behind the Synth with Takashi Morio. Tech Talk Live with Katsu Ujie. You saw him at the NAMM show. I'm sure you've seen him if you know anything about the internet and Yamaha synths and just synthesizers in general. Ujie is the man for that. So make sure you check out Tech Talk Live with him later on. We have Behind the Synth with Ujie-san and Yamazaki-san, one of the sound designers for OS 3.5. Hey, let's talk about OS 3.5. Hey, look at this. This is a cool little overview of all of the cool features in OS version 3.5 and OS version 2.5 from MODX. So a brief overview. First of all, Smart Morph. Using a cool machine learning technology, we have this great morphing thing that we can do with FM that's going to blow your mind. New compatibility. MODX, you can import MODX files in Montage before you go Montage to MODX, but not the other way around. Very cool. There's 32 new performances. All of them are Smart Morph, which is pretty cool, and you're going to hear some of them because they're awesome. Let's see, new feature for MODX. Well, now we've added what we had in Montage, remote control surface for DAWs. There's a new pattern sequencer improvements in here, which, we're going to cover this in a later episode, but it is cool, man. The nonstop recording where you can just be in record and just add tracks is pretty awesome. Actually, that little drum and bass thing I did entirely in this sequencer. The new Montage MODX Connect application, I'm doing an article right now on that. That's super cool, being able to bring patterns over. There's new controllability in the utility mode where you can just basically touch on the screen and have things change like local control and so on. Higher resolution pitch bend. Hey, we listen. That's why we have that whole idea scale. So there's higher resolution for pitch bend, both receiving it and internally as well in this new OS. Now take a look at the upcoming Tech Talk Live episodes we're going to be doing. Next week, it's all about Smart Morph. We'll be doing a deeper thing on Smart Morph. This is just going to be an overview. You can check out some of the sounds. That's the main thing today. Pattern sequence enhancements and workflow tips. I might show a little bit of that today, but that's happening on the 7th of July. We're going to cover the MODX DAW remote on the 14th of July. And then, of course, the YC61. That's the last one in the organ section. We're going to talk about that later on. So, hey, let's take a look. There's my cool screen. Huh? Good? Looks good? Okay, so I'm going to touch this live set. And I'm going to go over here to this first performance right here called Morpholux. Now, first of all, you will notice in my screen here, if you have not updated to OS 3.5, or if you have a MODX and you haven't updated to OS version 2.5, you're missing out on some really cool, amazing things here. First of all, you know, we added a new view screen before, which was that second screen. This is just the main, you know, sort of first view, I guess, the primary view or whatever that shows the 8 parts here. The second one kind of gives you a little bit more detail, a little different screen where it cuts it in half. You see all 16 parts that are, hey, look, 9 through 12, those are active. Why is that? You'll find out. So this third view is cool. It shows the cool, brand new, and I just went right past it, the Smart Morph control screen. You see we have knob auto going on here. So I'm going to go ahead right here where you have the motion control sequence hold, because what's happening there with that auto knob auto is that it's a motion sequence is controlling that. So I can stop that at any time with that little button right here, and I can move it around as well. Or another cool thing, I can just touch on the Smart Morph screen. And morph through these different sounds. So what am I doing actually? I'm going to go ahead and touch the Smart Morph, this new tab that we have right here. And now you have a larger version of that Smart Morph screen in here too. So what is this whole Smart Morph thing? Well, outside of it being really cool, what Smart Morph is, it's a technology that was specifically designed for use with the FMX engine that takes parts that you assign, and I'll go to the edit screen so you can see this. You see parts 9 through 16, right? And 4 of those parts are active in this particular Smart Morph. You can have up to 8 parts in parts 9 through 16. And what happens with Smart Morph is it uses machine learning. SOM, is that right? Self-organizing map, or I think that's the actual technology. If you haven't watched Hoppes, he actually says it in his. I think I said it right. Self-organizing map, I believe. But it's machine learning. It's artificial intelligence. And what it does, it takes these different sounds that you load into 9 through 16, and via a very cool process, it does a analysis of them and creates a map that is a 32 by 32 map that morphs these sounds together in a very cool, intelligent way. It's cool. And the thing I love about Smart Morph is that you can generate tons and tons of sounds without having to know how to do a lot of programming. And I find that the results almost always are magical. I mean, there's stuff that I would have never have come up with, or I would have never have thought to come up with. And if I don't like a Smart Morph, which is pretty rare, I hit that learn button again. And we're going to cover all this in the next episode because I think this deserves a little bit more. But today I just want to just kind of walk you in and show you some of these cool things in here and have you take a look at this map here. You know, you have this analyze thing. We're going to cover this here. The super knob control, where you can move between 2 points. I'll go ahead and engage the motion sequence is moving it right now. Look how it speeds up there. You know, and you can move it around and set it for different points in here. you know, across the, so where it's moving and what it's morphing to. I want to point out one thing in this edit screen that's kind of cool. Let me stop this again. So basically what you have here are these a lead sound and 3 comp sounds. Now, if you notice, wherever I touch on the map, it will morph to a sound within this grid of 32 by 32. So essentially you have like 1,024 different points that you can touch that are all a little bit different. Now, if I touch closest to that white one here that is attached to that synth lead sound, it will be closest to what that sound is as I get closer to it, as opposed to this one here. And then anything in between is kind of a morph between all the other ones. And just, you know, I'm going to do it because it's sitting right here. If I want to try another one, it will run another one of the AI will start working here. I can play while it's doing this, and it'll come up with a brand new one by just hitting learn. And it'll do something a little different. Here it comes. Here's the ETA. We are done. We have a new smart morph map now. And it's a little different than the one that I had before, and still really cool, still kind of usable. It's an amazing pad generator and so on. Really, really cool. Let me show you some other ones here. I'll go back to my live set here. This one I just love because it's another way to use the smart morph. With this one, there's a drum and percussion thing in here, so a little ARP going on here. And I love this one because there's one in there that's so cool. So a rhythmic kind of a thing that you can do with a smart morph in here as well. Interstella FM, Interstella. Stella! You find when you, in these smart morphs, and this is just moving the super knob here, you find these really cool places. Trust me, when I first installed the beta version of this, when we were checking it out and testing it before we got it out here, this is like 2 hours of me just playing around and finding these incredible synthesized textures. See, this one I can go forever on this one. See, and that's just 4 parts. You can add an additional 4 parts to this. Let me just go down just so you can see the smart morph screen again. See, I have 4. I could add something else and create another one here. But again, you know, we're just going to check these out. This is your introduction. And next week we'll go through this a little bit deeper. Hydrodrone, I know who did this one. This is Richard Devines, and it's the one that I used in my article. This one's a little different, and this kind of shows some other things with the way that smart morph can work here. So there's these 2 additional parts here. Now they're not subject to the smart morph. What smart morph does is when it creates the smart morph, it puts the results into part 1. And as long as you have those additional parts there, you can still keep doing smart morphs. But let's say you're in here and you're like, I'll mute out these 2 parts here maybe. Sorry. And just grab my, so now all you're hearing is a smart morph part here. Let's say, okay, that's the sound I love. So I can save that right there. It'll save exactly where it's on that map. And then if I wanted to, I could delete those extra parts. I lose the ability to do the smart morphing, but what I gain is a brand new part. So you can create single parts really easy, and then, you know, maybe copy that over to another part, do another smart morph, create another sound. It's an endless FM synthesizer generator, tone generator, that is easy to use and fun and interesting and really cool. The whole way it works is pretty amazing. But with Richard, what he did is he added these additional 2 parts, and I could have done them there. But so he has this kind of a pad sound with this cool morphy part. That part that's right there. That is so cool. Just really cool. Okay, so I'm going to go to some other ones here. This one, yes, Solar Pad is one that Richard just put up on Sound Mondo. If you have a Sound Mondo account, if you don't have a Sound Mondo account, why? You should get one. Go up to Sound Mondo, and you can get this sound. It's under Richard Devine's collection that he has up there, and you can download this one. And Richard made this one called Solar Pad that he's got some cool stuff happening here. See, this is, you put this in the hands of a serious sound designer, though. There's so much happening here. Plus, what a cool looking screen, huh? You know what? I think I can make this a little bigger. How about I do that? So that's that's pretty cool. I made myself smaller and the screen, right, bigger. FM Bass Gallery. I know who did this one. This is Dom Segalis. So Dom did some work for us too. And this one has a cool looking smart morph. But this is cool just for a different way to look at this. Your bass generator. Some cool. Get kind of a see, it's the fun things in between that can be the funnest. Oh, man, there's some great stuff in this one. Anyway, FM Bass Gallery, a bass creation. Again, I like this one. Save. Dude, I just made a new bass sound. I like this sound. I just made a new bass sound. Save it, right? You get the idea. Really, really cool. Dramatic turns. We're going to take a dramatic turn here. This one's cool as well. Motion sequence hold down there. Sorry, down there. There's my hand. Awesome. Let's do one more. Okay, so this one, I'm going to be, I really love the Easy Sounds guys. And, you know, Hop A makes a lot of those sounds. They have a new library called FM Explorer that adds, you know, over 50 smart morphs. I think there's 75 of them, and they use them in a different way. You know, this is something that you have to pay for from Easy Sounds. But again, you know, I talk about these guys because they do such an amazing job with FM programming and programming in general. It's just amazing stuff. And this is one that's from their collection that I just wanted to play here for you guys. Again, stop the shoot. Go through and find out what they're doing with this one. Oh, that's so cool. See, there's stuff in here. Now you think about adding this to all the other things that are in this, motion sequences, all the control that you can assign to different controllers happening simultaneously with the entire motion control system, the fact that you can automate all of the effects, the fact that each of these parts has 2 insertion effects, the fact that some of those insertion effects are things like the spiralizer effect or the bit crushing kind of effect. This just adds yet another awesome ingredient to the sound making potential of this synthesizer. It is super cool. Smart morph. And it came out of nowhere. We were just blown away that we had this new technology from our development team. It's just really, really cool and really very, very modern and really comes up with sounds I've never really heard FM do before. I'll play a few just real quick. A couple more of these. And I'll move on here. I'll just go real fast with these guys. Overtone bass. This is one of the ones that Richard put up on Sound Mondo. Take a look at this one. This one, sometimes it's the attack that's the thing that gets morphed. There's all sorts of cool stuff in this one. Little water droplets and so on. So cool. Last one, Wave Shapers. Wave Shapers is one of the preset sounds that Richard made, I think. There's stuff. Wow. Come on. It's it's glorious. That's all I'm going to say. It's glorious. Smart morph, one of the cool features. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on, because I could be here for hours and just do this. If you're interested in looking at this, you don't see it anymore, which I'm happy for. What you do see is YamahaSynth.com. Make sure you go there. Links in the description if you haven't been there. There's a cool forum up on Yamaha Synth where you can find lots of enlightening answers to questions you might have. Also articles. I'm writing lots of them right now. My friend Tony Esqueda, colleague at Yamaha, he's writing some on some organ stuff coming soon. Yamaha Synth. Lots and lots of stuff there. Sound Mondo, all those Richard Devine things, if you haven't gotten them, you can get them on Sound Mondo. We have over 65,000, I think, sounds for free on those synthesizers you see there, the Reface line, Montage and MODX, CP and YC. Idea Scale, got an idea? Join the Idea Scale community. We absolutely send these ideas that get voted up, that are very cool ideas, to our development team to see if they can be implemented in future products. So if you want a hand in just giving us some ideas about this, go to IdeaScale, join that community. The Qualtrics survey, we always have that survey available before we have Tech Talk Live, and we try to answer a few of the questions on there. And as a matter of fact, I think that's something that I might want to do right now. One of the questions, now this has come up in a few, from a few different directions, both on the forum I look at on Facebook. Anybody that's a member of that Facebook forum, I do answer occasionally, but I watch it all the time. There's only so much time in the day for me to do stuff, so I don't always answer everything. But with this one, I was going to show maybe a quick little demonstration of the feature that I wanted to talk about, which is that adding parts, but also just a general idea about people have where they do a recording and then they can't figure out what happened to their performance that went with it, or the actual pattern is no longer associated with what they were doing and they can't figure it out. And I'll show you some things about just some workflow concepts about this instrument that I think will help you in your in your music creation, whatever I'm trying to say, because I'm thinking 5 things at once. I'm just going to hit record. Now, when I hit record, it creates a new pattern, okay? I'm going to go ahead and do some stuff here to make this easy on me and just do a 2-measure thing. And I want to show you, this will be a brief thing because we're going to cover it in more detail moving on. But I'm going to find my stuff here. In fact, I'll start this off, put in record rehearse mode. Nope, don't want that. Want to go, let's move the octave down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm in record rehearse. See that right there? 2, 3, 4. Just 2 measures long. And here we go. Yeah. That's a huge kick drum. Now this is one of the cool things that we added. I just want you to pace. I'm still recording, see? What's a good one? I like the vintage JB. Sure. Okay. Record rehearse. So adding parts during the recording process. There's a reason why I'm doing this, by the way. I'll just put a little piano in there. Nah, how about a different weight? Hey, single. Let's look at single parts. See it? The attribute there. Right. Now we'll go back here to keyboard. I like the RD touch wah. Okay, I'm going to drop in record here. Okay, I have created something here today. Now, what do I need to do? Well, there's a few things. First of all, save your performance at this point. This is the biggest thing I think people forget, is going in here and pressing store and just save it as a new performance. You have 640 user locations to do that. So we're going to go ahead and store this as a new performance, and I'll just rename it. It was the Maple Custom Kit because I started with that one. But how about if I just call this TTL 623 235? Sorry, 623. Fingers stupid. Okay, now I've made this. All right, the other thing in here is you see that little tiny thing there, that little chain. It's a broken chain. It's in the screen right here. You need to store the pattern settings with that. So now it's associated this performance I just created to this new pattern. And at this point, I will even try to just maybe name the pattern. Little things that you have to do, but it's kind of normal. It's like when you don't save your work, or you know, what is Phil Clendenin always says this. He goes, you did that, you only do that once, and this is what I'm showing you. So you don't have to make this mistake again where you go back and then you realize I can't find the pattern I just did. And now this is playing a different, totally different 623, sorry. A totally different pattern, you know, weird. So now I have it here. It's saved here. And I can go to my user library here, right, and find it. I named it, what did I call it? Not single part, but all parts. Let's look at everything. There's TTL. Let's go to Interstellar Improv and go away from that. Go back to TTL. Go down here to the play record and look. See? Now I'm ready to add more parts or whatever. Anyway, does this make sense? Hopefully this helps. Associate the pattern with the performance. That little chain thing shows that it is definitely that store sequence and pattern settings. Just store it in there, and then store the performance that you've created so you don't end up going back and realizing where are all the other parts. Because they are still there, at least the music part of it is still there, but you'll have to rebuild the performance if you don't save the performance. Save your performance. That's one of them. That was one of the questions. It's kind of about the same thing. I just did it a little differently than, because it's covering about 5 different questions I've seen. Let me do one more for you here, and I have it stored in my live set, in the actual live set that I wish to find here, which I'm going back the other way to this one here. Okay, this one. Down here. Sorry. I have this cool. This is the FC5, my little foot switch. Okay, here's the question: how do I associate the rotary speaker sound to that foot switch? Well, this is one that I see asked quite a bit. How do I reassign the rotary speaker control to something else? Well, I'll assign it to a foot switch here to show you how that's done. First of all, to do that, the foot switch, its assignment is found in the utility mode under MIDI I/O, and you have foot switch assigned right here. So look at this, tap tempo. I believe tap tempo was added in this OS update. See the tempo changing there up in the upper corner. You can see the number as I'm doing this. Okay. Right, so tap tempo. You could octave reset. You can live set up, down on it. You can play stop. You can motion sequence switch, ARP switch. Hey, look at ARP switch. Watch over there. Boom. There it is. Boom. There it is off. Okay. ARP switch. With this one, now I'm going to just basically show you what Hoppe showed you earlier and what we've actually already done this in one of the Montage MODX synth tips that you can see on YouTube on this channel here, or if you go to Yamaha Synth, I keep reposting them every Friday or so. And I just reposted this one, I think, a while ago. Anyway, here's how you can change that to the foot switch to turn on the rotary speaker. So, first of all, you want to set this to a open controller. 85 is a good one. It's not being used by anything, so I've set this to, that's a continuous controller. There it is, 85. So I've set it there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my performance. I'm going to select this part, and I will do that by touching part control, or on a MODX, you would just touch in the screen, right? And then when I hit edit, it's going to drop in, because I've selected the part, it drops into, it'll probably end up in this part settings area, and you want to go to modulation control and control assign, okay? Now, right now, because we've been playing around with this, I have this set here where you can see modulation wheel, because I touched the auto select. Auto select means that if I use aftertouch, it'll automatically sense what controller I'm moving and show me what's been assigned to that controller. Well, this one right here has been assigned to mod wheel, right? So all you really have to do here is go to the source here and just change this to foot switch, okay? Now, what have I done? See? Foot switch on. I'm pushing it rather than using my, obviously, and off. So, this control thing, this is a big thing. There's a lot of articles that we have on assigning controls. In those Montage MODX synth tips, there's a ton of stuff in there for that talk about similar things, assigning controls, reassigning controls, and so on. I highly recommend. The thing that's cool about the little videos up here on our YouTube channel and that I'm reposting, remember, on Yamaha Synth, is that they're really short. They're like 2 minutes long, shorter than the 36 minutes I've been with you today. So you don't have to watch. How about multiple versions of me? That's probably going to really bother you for the rest of time. Oh, I still had some other things to talk about in here, didn't I? Did I already talk about the music production guide? I think my slides were out of order, but that's okay, because the music production guide is done by, Hoppe has a lot to do with it. It's a gorgeous, amazing guide. You should go and go to that link and get yourself the last 10 years of them, because there's tons of articles. They have a whole library of them over the last 10 years, and the latest one is out on OS version 3. It's kind of got all messed up, didn't it? So I don't know why that is. So I'm going to go back here just to my main thing here and tell you this. Hey, thank you so much for watching this today. I really highly, absolutely am very happy to do these for you. We're going to do them again now. This is the first one. We kind of took a little break there for a couple weeks, but we're going to be back next week with more on Smart Morph, and the week after that we'll do other things, I think, on the pattern sequencer. You saw it at the beginning. Once again, this is Blake from Yamaha. I think I moved my stuff a little forward there, and I'm going to back it up. And I really am just happy to say goodbye now. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one. Don't forget to watch the Japanese videos later on if you are around. They'll be in Japanese, but they'll be cool. They'll be worth watching. Take care. Have a good one.